This will be my first holiday kind of makeup tutorial, and I basically kind of want to draw inspiration from the Revlon ad featuring Emma Stone, and this is the Gucci Westman's holiday collection or fall collection for Revlon, and then this is the Shanghai collection. And since I'm from Shanghai, I think they're trying to get that whole idea of like the 40s or like more like oriental feel to it, but it is a really pretty collection and colors are really rich for the fall, and I just thought that pop of gold kind of makes it even nice for holidays, you know, and then pair with the classic red lips, I think it's really nice. So I decided to use a lot of drugstore items as well as some indie brand makeup items kind of attempt to recreate this look. Basically, I did one eye with the indie brand makeup, and then the other eye I used some of the inexpensive drugstore items. This eye, I did this eye first, and I used mostly e.l.f. products, and then I think you can pretty much recreate this look with this $1 e.l.f. palette that you can get from Target or elf.com. So this is $1, and then I did this eye with this palette, and then as you can see, it's really similar to, quite similar to the look. I know my lighting is kind of like off, but it's just that burgundy and then gold, and then that tiny, like some kind of wind eyeliner, and then I darkened up my brow. In the beginning I did kind of like a light brown, medium brown, but then I went over to make it darker because I think her eyebrow is a lot darker, and it does make the eye pop even more, make it even more like for holiday and richer. But if you don't want something too dark, you can certainly go with your own eyebrow color. And then with this eye, I used mostly pumpkin and poppy cosmetics, as well as the Fiorne one eyeshadow from Fiorne, and as well as my lip color, I used this liquid lipstick from Fiorne, and it's just a really pretty bold red color with a little bit of a kind of raspberry pink tone in it. So it's actually pretty flattering on most skin tones, I believe. I also used two different eyeliners. This one I used the Urban Decay 24/7, and then this one I used the Maybelline Studio gel eyeliner. So one's liquid, one's gel. Either way, however, which one you prefer, they both work. And then just some contouring on the cheeks and heavy blush, concentrating mostly on the bottom lower part of the cheek. It's not very high up. If you see her ad, it's not really high up, it's mostly on the kind of bottom and towards melts, kind of like blend into the bronzer. Basically, I just want to give you an idea of like how to recreate this look using different products or different brands, whichever you prefer. Basically, you can see these two eyes I use totally different products from different brands, and they're really similar. So it's just play with it and have fun. And you can certainly tone down different, you know, colors or change up a bit if this is too heavy. Just focus on one feature, or you can just go all out and be bold and fierce and glamorous. Thank you very much for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I have already applied concealers and BB cream all over my face, and now I'm just first sketching out the eyebrow just to mimic the shape that Emma Stone has from this ad. I'm using the Maybelline Define a Brow pencil, and next I'm using the e.l.f. eyelid primer to prime both top and lower eyelids. Since this look is dramatic, I'm prepping my lids as well as underneath on the lower lash line. And this Jumbo Eyes shadow stick in Little Miss Thin, it's kind of like a light shimmery beige color, and I'm using it all over my eyelid as a base. And then I'm using this kind of deep plummy burgundy color called Feeling Lucky, also from e.l.f. Apply this onto the outer corner and blend it into the crease, and then also apply a little bit of the outer V, a little bit on the lower lash line as well. Now I'm using this $1 e.l.f. eye brightening palette in Day to Night. This is a really great palette. I'm just using a small eyeshadow brush. First I'm using this kind of antique gold color, and I'm going to layer that on top of that beige cream base. These shadows are really pigmented, but they do tend to have a bit of fallout, so just be careful with that. And next I'm using this plummy burgundy color, and I'm layered that on top of the burgundy jumbo eye stick on the outer corner, and then into the crease, and also below the front part of the eyebrow. This look tend to be dramatic, so I'm applying along the lower lash line as well. And make sure you use a blending brush to blur out the edges so it doesn't look so harsh like you got punched in the eye. Now I'm using this matte black eyeshadow, and I'm basically using the same brush, just deposit that black eyeshadow into the outer V to kind of darken up that outer part a little bit to make it more dramatic, and then make sure to blur out the edges again and then blend upward. I'm going back to the antique gold color again, and applying some of that on the lower inner tear dot, and then I'm using this highlighting shade, which is kind of like a vanilla shimmering color, and I'm using the blending brush to apply it on the brow bone and also kind of diffuse that dark color, and as well as the and also lighten up the inner corner. Now I'm just using this Wet n Wild eyeshadow pencil in black, or eyeliner in black. I'm just lining closely to the lower lash line and also on the inner bottom of the waterline, but not completely on the lower waterline. And then I'm lining the top lash line, wiggle it in between the lashes to thicken up the look, and also I'm extending outwards just to make a slight wing and join up with the bottom liner. And then on top of that, I'm using the Maybelline Eye Studio gel eyeliner in black with the e.l.f. small smudge brush, just kind of darken up that top liner, and just to make the eyeshadow stay put more. Now move on to the other eye. I'm using Pumpkin Poppy Cosmetics foiled again, and make a drop onto the Versace eyeshadow, which is a kind of antique old gold color, and applying this with the mixing medium right onto my top eyelid, in a little bit into the crease. Then on top of that, I'm applying the loose eyeshadow just to set it and then make it last longer. Then I use Yago. This is from I think the Arabian Night collection, and I'm applying some of that onto the outer part of the eyes crease, a little bit above the crease, as well as underneath the front part of the eyebrow. That will be the transitioning color. And then I'm using Harlot, which is a deep burgundy eyeshadow. I applied that on the outer corner as well as a little bit underneath the eyebrow, right in between Versace and Yago. And then I apply some of Yago with the blending brush on top of Harlot just to blur out. And then I'm using this color. It's kind of like a silvery highlighting color from Frione, and applying on the inner tear duct to brighten up the look. And since I don't have any like beigey highlighting color from Indie brand, I'm using the same color from the e.l.f. palette. And now move on to contouring. I'm using the Bourjois matte bronzer, just contouring underneath my cheekbones and temples and underneath the jaw. And I'm using this kind of peachy coral, no, not real coral, peachy pink blush on the lower part of the apples of the cheeks, not too high. And I'm topping off with Pumpkin Poppy Cosmetics blush, which serves kind of like a highlighting color here. And I'm setting my whole face with the oil absorbing mineral veil. I really like this. And then to darken, and then for my lips, I'm using the NYX eyeshadow pencil or eye pencil. I'm using this as a lip liner, only because it says copper, but it's really like a reddish copper color, to outline my entire lips and to give it more of a curved top, more of a curved cupid bow. And then I'm topping it off with the Fiorone liquid lipstick. This is in Sweet as Poison. It's a really gorgeous red color with like a pink undertone. And this is a really nice velvety color. And then I gave you two false lashes options. Final touch, I just darkened up my eyebrow with the NYX medium brown eyeliner pencil, and this completes the look. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching and happy holidays.